Good morning and welcome to Purpose Driven Finances, where our focus is helping you use your finances to achieve the purpose and plan for your life. And now here's the host of Purpose Driven Finances, Alan Molina with Serwus Capital Management.
Hey, good morning. This is Alan Molina, your host of Purpose Driven Finances, president of Serwus Capital Management, sitting here with my best co-host, my friend. How you doing, Rich?
I'm good.
Man, it's a great day.
Good. I was just thinking to myself, we need to tweak that opening
We need to tweak it.
based on, as far as identifying you. Host of Purpose Driven Finances, president of Serwus Capital Management, and what's the term for your pool?
Oh, yeah, first loser.
You finished second in a tournament. That's awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I lost because of me. And, I don't want to bore everybody with all the details, but it was me. I should have won.
Is that better or worse than losing because you got beat by somebody better or because you did? And I asked if you scratched and you said.
Well, what I did is I pocketed the 8-ball beforehand. And I would love to tell you all about it, but the people would be like, oh, come on, bro. But realistically, what really happened is I have a friend, best in Lynchburg. I mean, he really is best in Lynchburg. And he's known to be the best. He and I met, and he actually hired a sports psychologist out of North Carolina with pool. And you're like, Alan, why would someone local do that? Because, A, it's a competitive sport, but also there's money in pool. And I'm not talking about hustling, which I used to do many, many years ago. But if you go to the tournament at the clubhouse once a month, if you split the top payout, it's $2,800 for the first and second winner.
Wow.
That's
real money.
That's real money. That's not the $40 I won 2 weeks ago.
I could find something to do with $2,800.
Exactly. And so, I mean, I know of some people who he works a really good job. He made $43,000 in 23 just doing B and C level tournaments. I'm not talking about pro.
Right.
That's like pro, then there's A, B, and C. He played B and C level tournaments, and he got $43,000.
Jeez.
That's good money. But no, I was planning to go to Vegas, and I lost. I didn't relax and think it through, and but life goes on. And the reason I brought my friend into it is because I have a totally new mindset about pool. If you lose, what does it matter? You have a house, you got a family, you have a job, food on the table. It's a game. And so totally changed the way I played. I went undefeated till I beat myself, and looking forward to the next time. And so, folks, if you guys want to play pool, contact me. We'll find a team because, Rich, it's a lot of fun, man. Get you out there,
Oh, I'm terrible.
Well, we need people who are terrible.
Why?
Because we play in a league as a team, and you have really good players and you need really crappy players. Because everybody has a skill rank, like I'm a 4. And so, but every team needs bad pool players.
Okay.
And so, if you're out there and you want to, I got a client, and she came to my office, and she's retired, and she's like, yeah. So her and her husband are going to come to the clubhouse and check it out and maybe join a team. So it's a lot of fun. And so come hang out. Well, folks, besides pool, and I appreciate you bringing that up, it's been an exciting week. On Thursday, the NASDAQ went down 2.7%. That's not a good day. If you were to look at the charts, and if you have a bar chart, it's a long line of red. It's just ugly. And what's finally happening, folks, is there's weakness all around. On Thursday, long-term bonds were getting killed. Gold was getting killed. Stocks were getting killed. Overnight, international markets got killed. And you say, why? Well, I'm glad you asked.
Why?
Why? It's because, well, first of all, the Atlanta Fed. You know, there's different Feds.
Mm-hmm.
And I printed.
What is there, 7?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
But I mean, it's not like there's 50.
Right.
There's
7 or 8, 6.
It's
yeah.
something like that.
We'll go with 7.
Richmond has one, right?
Richmond, New York,
Atlanta,
Kansas City,
okay,
San Francisco.
But it's not
Dallas,
like okay.
You know, different regions. Idaho, I don't think has one.
No.
You know, they're included in Colorado probably. But Atlanta came out with a GDP Now forecast. And if I'm correct, 3 weeks ago they were sitting at 3.9. No, 4 weeks ago they were sitting at 3.9. They have reduced it to negative 1.5 for first quarter GDP.
Wow.
That's not a happy place to be. I mean, to reduce it from 3.9 to negative 1.5 in a matter of 4 weeks, do I really think it's going to be negative 1.5? Because I wouldn't think so unless the government got hit with a truth serum. Did you ever watch those shows back in, when we were younger and it was all about somebody got a truth serum and they just kept on telling the truth?
Right.
I wonder if that really was something out there. But unless the government really got accurate in 4 weeks, do I really think it's going to be negative 1.5? I'm not expecting that. Could it be? It could be. But realistically, that's one reason why the market is, when I say the stock market is having a really tough time. I'm expecting March and April to be a little bit better. But what's happening is it's almost like the wave of economic data that is negative, it's like coming in as like a tsunami coming in. I've never experienced a tsunami in life. I'm glad I haven't. But you've seen the videos.
Of course.
I've seen the videos. And it's scary. And what's amazing is the tsunami, it's not the initial wave. The bigger waves, what they do is they ride on a very thin wave. I don't know if you've ever looked into the science of it, Rich.
Nope. I've not.
I have,
Of course.
And you look at a tsunami, and there's this little itty-bitty wave, or thin amount of water that's just moving forward, and the wave actually rides on top of that. So what's happening is we're getting a tsunami, at least that's what it appears like, of negative data. Because the research that I pay for monthly, they have reduced their quarterly forecast for the second quarter from where they expected it to a quad 4, which is slowing economic growth and slowing inflation. And my wife on Friday said, Alan, what's going on? Why are gas prices coming down? Partly because the U.S. dollar is going down, partly because rates have gone up, partly because the stock market's down, but a lot of the thing is demand is down. And why is demand down is because people aren't spending as much and they're uncertain. And so they're getting a little nervous. So I just wanted to, we're talking about portfolio management. Be aware that things are getting revised down. So you've got to be cognizant of your 401k, 403b, because I'm not here to help you with I almost mentioned some firms. And I know firms really like me talking about them. I didn't mention any firms, and I wasn't going to talk about the ones I always talk about. So I'm going to talk about your 401k, 403b. You are the only one who manages it. So my suggestion is you have some gains in tech. Take the gains, rebalance a little bit more conservative. If you're 70-30, move it to a 50-50. 50% stock, 50% bonds. If you're a 50-50, move it to a 30-70. And you say, Alan, that's bad advice. You need to weather the storm. Well, bro, let me tell you, if a train's coming down the tracks, are you going to sit there? I mean, if you're stuck, you better get out of the car. But my suggestion is just reduce the risk in your portfolio, because that's what I'm doing with dynamic asset allocation. Right now, the QPM is sitting in a significant amount of cash, and we're expected the market's going to probably pop up next week. My expectation, we're just going to short it some more. That being said, let's talk about the other reasons why the economy looks like it's getting weak and you need to reduce risk. Is Scott Bessent. He is the Treasury Secretary. He took over for Janet Yellen. Well, he was being interviewed by Maria Bartiromo on Fox News. And I was listening to his interview, and it's about 2.5 minutes long. I wanted sound clips, but the things I really wanted to point out were spread out across it. And so he mentioned a few things. Maria said, hey, with you folks laying off all these government employees, what's the deal? What's going to happen? And he said, for the past 10 months, I have talked about reprivatizing the economy. Because one thing that Bessent said I think it may have been this interview because I only saw a snippet, is that the economy the past 4 years was upheld by, guess what, Rich? Guess what it was held up by?
Government spending.
Exactly. And so what ends up happening is the government spending is holding it up. Therefore, it looks nice and rosy, nice and good. But the problem with that is it's that emperor with no clothes. You know, I'm glad we didn't see the emperor with no clothes back in the day, you know, Mr. Biden. But that being said, he wants to reprivatize that. Then his goal is to go from, he says right now we're running about a 6.8% deficit to GDP. He wants to get that down to about 3%. So it's cutting it half from $2 trillion down to less than $1 trillion. So what does that mean? That means the government is not going to be able to. It's going to stop holding up the economy. It's going to stop making things look great because it's not a healthy economy. And what I thought was interesting is Governor Youngkin. He was sitting beside Governor Youngkin. And Governor Youngkin is the governor of Virginia. And he said, hey, Governor, how do you feel about all these layoffs in Northern Virginia? It surprised me, you know, that his response was. Do you want to read it?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. He said, I think he told me. So he's talking about Youngkin.
Right.
So he's saying, I think he told me there's something like 350,000 private sector job openings in Virginia.
That's a lot of jobs.
Yeah, it is.
And so all these government employees, they get fired. Youngkin is like,
we got jobs.
Exactly. And you probably add that to Maryland. Well, they probably have a lot of government jobs still available. Pennsylvania. And so, West Virginia, you know, the Panhandle is close to D.C. And so Youngkin is like, we can absorb it. Even he knows it's the right thing to do. So, Rich, I bring up all the things, you know, the GDP, things like that. So I wanted to end this segment on some good vibes.
Okay.
Some good vibes, you know.
Good vibes are good.
What good things are going to happen with the government lowering the amount that they spend, thus privatizing the economy? First thing is long-term bond yields are going to go down. The benefit there is mortgage rates will come down. And I've seen the past week a lot of pundits are saying the housing market is at all-time lows and it's in horrible position. The reason it's in horrible position is because no one wants a 7% mortgage. You know, they're waiting. Like right now, I have a mortgage that I need to roll over. Hey, if you guys want to call me, if you are a mortgage person, call me. We can talk. But my expectation is I probably won't do it for another year until interest rates come down a whole lot. That being said, long-term yields are going to go, mortgage rates are going to go down, but also privatization of the economy. Rich, you and I didn't manage money in 1981, 82, and 83. You know, I was looking at trying to be Evel Knievel. You remember him?
I do.
You know, I had a bike that it was painted Evel Knievel colors. It was cool. And I would jump ramps and turn my steering wheel so it was perpendicular. Perpendicular to it.
Yeah.
Guess what happened?
You wiped out.
Oh, yeah, it just flipped. I learned you can't do that. That being said, the privatization of the economy is going to be, I think, much like 1983 to 2000.
Okay.
Great 17 years. But there's going to be pain 81 to 82 similar. So, folks, give me a call about your portfolio.
The pain being when?
I think it's already started.
Okay.
I think it's already started. And the thing I can't stand about portfolio management is the past almost 4 months have been in a sideways market. I mean, it's sideways. It looks like it may be breaking down finally, but it's been like 3% up and 3 down from a center line. Mm-hmm. It's been so frustrating for anybody. And so hopefully that breaks out. I would love it to break out the new all-time highs again, but don't think that'll happen. Folks, give me a call, 434-316-0246, and catch you on the flip side.
It's Brian Kilmeade.
Don't just say I'm against fraud and abuse. He's actually stopping it. And they don't want to talk about the programs he's getting rid of. They want to talk about Elon Musk and a billionaire. I hope the American people are smarter than that. I think they showed in the election they are. They elected common sense even more than a conservative. That's what we're seeing now.
The Brian Kilmeade Show, weekday mornings from 9 to noon on WLNI.
Hey, this is Jonathan Falwell, pastor of Thomas Road Baptist Church, and we want to invite you to come out to be a part of all that God is doing at Thomas Road. Whether it's through our groups program, whether it's through worship on Sunday mornings, our sports programs, camp programs, all of the different things that we have each and every week, we have something for you. And so I want to encourage you, go to our website at trbc.org to check out all the opportunities where you can connect and become part of a church that loves God and that loves people. Join us today.
And now, back to Purpose-Driven Finances. Here's Alan Molina with Serwus Capital Management.
Hey, good morning. Alan Molina, your host of Purpose-Driven Finances, president of Serwus Capital Management. Now, this second half of the show, it's going to be about 11 minutes, 11 and a half, almost 12 minutes long. I want to sit here and chat with you about something that probably your average financial advisor doesn't talk to you about. It's scams. And the reason I want to bring it up is because I didn't have any great inspiration for shows. And just this recently, just in the past week, I've had clients talk to me about possible scams. So we're going to talk about scams that you get right now through social media. And then number 2 is scams that you get through the phone. Next week, what we'll do is we'll talk about scams that you get in person, but also scams that you get, what's the other way of getting scams? In person and...
Email.
In email, thank you.
Phone, text.
Yeah. Email.
Now they're coming via text.
Mm-hmm, exactly. So I totally lost it. I was like, where am I going? So next week, we're going to talk about in-person scams and email scams. Right now, it's really about social media. I did drop in about family members, but, we may get there. So, realistically, Rich, we'll cover these first few really quick. A lot of times, family members will be, how is my mother that stupid? Or how are they that gullible? Mm. And it's not about that. You need to ask better questions. How did it happen? Because if you have a family member that's got scammed, the number one thing you need to ask after you try to fix it is, why did it happen? Not that you're trying to put blame on yourself, but you need to identify what was the root cause. Mm. And the thing that I have found, there's twofold twofold reasons why most scams occur. One, there's a lack of intimacy with people. Now, when I'm saying intimacy, I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about friendship, going beyond talking to the cashier at Target or Walmart or getting your nails done or the oil changed or buying a new saw. I'm talking about connecting with people. A lot of times people online, when they don't connect with people, they look for it online. Number 2 is a lack of hope in life. They think, like I don't know if you've heard about the Iraqi dinar. People thought that when the Iraqi dinar would be made public, able to be traded, that it's going to go up in value a whole lot. A lot of people in Lynchburg got scammed. And so normally it's either you have a lack of intimacy with people in real life or you've lost hope. Now, Rich, you may have a different opinion than me, but I'm going to ask you, who do you think is the most vulnerable?
Older people.
Older people. But I've seen people our age get scammed.
Well, I mean, I'll share, and this is a social media example. But one Sunday morning, my wife and I are just sitting there having coffee, and she's much more of a social media person than I am. And she saw a post come out from someone we knew, and it was, hey, my mom or my sister or, some family member, is either really sick or just passed away, and I've got to unload all this stuff, and they itemized all the different things. And we were in the market for a car for my
I did the same thing,
son.
bro.
And it's like, wow, that's a great deal. And they're like, oh, we just got to get rid of this stuff. So she starts messaging her or this person on Facebook. And they're like, look, you got to send me $1,000 to hold it. I've got lots of people who are interested. And at that point it was pump the brakes. And, it was really, it got a little weird. And I wound up texting the guy that I knew, the husband. And I'm like, well, is this? And no, it's not legit. We've been hacked, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, we were very close because it's like, man, this is a great deal. We need this car. The timing was perfect. It's, got to act now. And fortunately, when it was like, you got to send me a deposit right now via Venmo or whatever. Right. And it was like, okay, hang on.
Yeah, exactly.
I know this guy. Let me reach out in person.
Uh-huh.
And it was, no. Don't send the money.
Right, exactly. Same thing happened to me. I was looking for a car for my son. And
damn kids.
Yeah, what the heck. And so what I did was I contacted, my wife knew the mom of the guy. And she said, yeah, he got hacked and Facebook won't do anything about it. So so I put anyone because you have a need. If I was that guy, I would have said $100 because realistically, hey, yeah, I'll do a $100 deposit.
Yeah,
but if you say 1,000, it's like, that's a little much. But $100, yeah, or even go less, $50. Come on now. But yeah, exactly. Now, how to protect yourself? Remember Nancy Reagan?
I do.
Remember her little slogan?
Just say no.
Just say no. Say no to anyone online and to family members. And that gets hard because family members sometimes can scam you. And I have clients that have been scammed by family members.
Oh.
And, that's probably more in person for next week. And we only have 4 minutes, so I'll cover family members next week. But let's talk about examples of scams. You want to read them, or you want me to? And then how about you read them, and then what I'll do is I'll tell you all about them.
Okay, the lovely loser ploy.
Yeah, exactly. And doesn't that sound attractive?
Oh, it's great.
It's someone that's a little bit younger than you that has attractive pictures, and they contact you. And they're saying, oh, it's so nice to meet you. I enjoy these scammers, okay?
No, when you say lonely, is that, hi, I'm really lonely. Is that what you're going, or?
I'm not talking about in a sexual manner.
Okay.
What generally happens.
Look where my mind always goes.
Is it's through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I don't have TikTok, so I don't know if it happens there. But they'll follow you or contact you, and then they'll say, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you. We have so many things in common." Blah 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 blah, and then they're like, "Tell me about your life." And those are the same interests I have. You seem so warm and so inviting, and And then they say, "Do you invest in crypto?" And then you're like, "Yes or no?" And they, "Oh, great. I invest in crypto." And my aunt, she got me in crypto, and this is the most recent thing that happened to me. Because I like to learn what they do. That way I can know because clients will ask me. I tell them, I said, "Ask me." And this lady was like, "Well, there's this thing, and it's you can actually go through the crypto app, and I think it's Coinbase." And I'm actually going to pull it up on my phone to see which one it is. Yeah, it's the crypto app, and it's one through on-chain. And it was deposit your money, and you get a basically guaranteed 1% to 3% per day. You look at it, it looks totally legit. The only thing that looks a little off is the website you plug into this for the wallet. And the comment was, "Don't ever share your wallet with me." So what happens is, in that wallet, you shared your banking information. I didn't take advantage of it. You share your banking information, and then what ends up happening is you go through there, and they have your entire banking information, and then they also have access to your money, and guess what they can do? Turn the faucet on and drain it.
Oh, Lord.
So you got to watch out for there. The second one that I have listed here is a gift card scam. Now, Rich, I've had clients that got hit by the gift card scam. What ended up happening was a person would call them and say, "Listen, your bank has been hacked, and your bank, your account has been hacked. You need to take all your money out, and then we need your help to catch them. So what we need to do is take your $15,000 and go." Actually, this first time was $10,000. Take $10,000, and I want you to go buy 20 $500 Apple Cards.
Wow.
And then once you get them there, I want you to scratch off the number off the back and read it to me to make sure it's accurate. Guess what happened to that $10,000?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And so they will do that with gift cards. Number 3 is, we got a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip that one, and I'll do it for next week because it's in person. Number 4, they tried to do it to me. IRS calling you. Have you ever had those?
I've got the IRS texting me.
Oh, yep.
My son got that too, and he goes, "Is this legit? Big refund." You know, and it's like from someone at like an iCloud address.
Right.
Like, come on.
You're right. So what happened with me was I got a call and said, "Is this alimony?" Yep. Just let you know the IRS are coming to your house. You need to stay there at your house for the next 20 minutes, and you are now going, and they're going to arrest you because you have back taxes.
Wow.
And you need to stay there. And I was like, what's going on? And so I was sitting there and I was like, I don't know about that. So I called my attorney and he said, "Listen, the IRS will never do that. They'll send you letters upon letters upon letters." So folks, you need to watch out for scams. And when you do that, I want to help protect you, protect your finances, protect your family. Give me a call. Stick around for next week. 434-316-0246. We have a blessed weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Returns for illustrative purpose. This is not a suggestion to buy, sell, or use a platform. Only will a suggestion occur after a meeting to determine goals, risk tolerance, and time horizons. Investments involve risks and no guarantee of future results.